Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, using the Gilded Tarot Royale by Ciro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. There's the box if you want to see it, and I know the website's here. I think it's at the bottom. If I could read it. Llewellyn, I think. Llewellyn.com. There's a couple other socials there if you're interested. Supportive Oracle cards. Spellcasting Oracle cards by Barbara, Flavia, and Lisbeth. There, you get their full names on there. That way, if you want to see how they're spelt. And then there's website for them, a couple websites actually. She Who Is Art is what pops out to me, but if anything else there, makes you interested, go ahead and go for it, of course. And finally, the dice I'm using, most of them come from the Dice Shop, I think. mathartfun.com, and then there's this Tom Anders. I have a 21-sided dice, which does omit the Fool, but that's what I use for the Major Arcana, and then I got a 14-sided dice for the Minor Arcana and a 4-sided dice for the element of the Minor Arcana. And there's the information if you want it. There's also this part. I almost forgot to show that. If that's something you're interested in, if you want to use that, go ahead and use that if you want to follow that down. All right. And with that being said, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. This is James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again, and over to your reading. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Ooh, the Lover's card. We like that, don't we? The Two of Cups showing up later. Alright, so... Okay. Oh, not a good card. This does not have to be a love reading. The Lover's cards here, the Two of Cups, the Woman Holding a Heart, the Angel of Love. There's a lot of love cards coming in. But this does not have to be about romantic love. This is probably something you're very passionate about either way. And I'm getting I've been following it the best I can for as long as I can. I feel like you've been patient. Patient out of necessity. Patient in the sense of I really had no choice. So it's almost I almost feel like maybe you would argue that it's kind of I'm not patient. There's nothing else I could do with it. Maybe it was one of those things. Kind of there's nothing else I could do with it, and I didn't want to throw it away. I didn't want to get rid of it. So it wasn't I was patient. I just had nothing else I could do with it. And I've been watching and trying to help the situation forward. Whatever this is, very passionate about it. All of a sudden you get the ability to move forward very quickly. And I have to make a decision. The thing is, the decision isn't that hard because it's something you've thought about. So when this decision comes forward, you need to make a decision, Cancer, you're oh yeah, okay, and this is what it is. Because you've already thought about it. You already kind of know where you want this to go. It's kind of if you get a trip up north in the next month, you're well, I'd like to go visit my grandmother. So if somebody says, you can get a trip up north, but you have to choose where you're going to go, I'm going to go to my grandmother's. Boom. You already know where you want to go. Done. It's not that difficult. That part is not that difficult. You already know what you want. Whatever this is going forward, the Lover's card, the Woman Holding a Heart, very passionate about it. Could it be romance? Yeah. Does it have to be? No. But it's something more than likely that you're very, very passionate about. And this is almost if we're going to continue on the same analogy, you have to say you can have that trip up north, but you got to know where you want to go. I want to see my grandmother. I know she can put me up. I'll just call her quick. All good, all cool. Yep, that's where I'm going. Okay, so I get what I want. I'm loving it. And wherever you're going is very happy to have you. Very, very, very happy to have you. So this is all good. Things just keep moving forward after that. Whatever this first decision is, it rolls into the next, and it rolls into the next, and it rolls into the next. And I keep feeling like I know where I'm going. Like, I know where I want to be, so I just keep aiming where I want to be. And it doesn't seem like it's that difficult for you. All right. Holding on the same path, building that energy, keep going towards the Ace of Pentacles. It's kind of like you're creating the Ace of Pentacles a little bit. You're only going to get so far, though, where I feel like there is going to be a big decision that needs to be made. And the Ace of Pentacles is there, like we already talked about that, but it's like Three of Wands showing up with the Angel of Love and the anxiety. When you have to make this next decision, it's kind of like, it's a bigger decision. It seems like, all right, I've gone this far, but now I get this point where it's like, I hit the point of no return, kind of like I have to like commit to where I'm going now. It's kind of like if I'm just 100 miles away from home, I can go home whenever I want. It's not that bad. Maybe a couple hour drive, maybe less. I don't know. But it's not that bad. But like looking at this, it's kind of like now we have to make this bigger decision because I'm getting past that limit. I'm going to end up 500 miles away if I take this next thing. And if I end up 500 miles away, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to change a lot of things. I'm going to have to really commit to this. And whatever it is you do want, but it's like, oh, that's a bigger thing because I have a lot of connections where I'm used to being. There's a lot of things that tie you there. This part's going to be ironic because we get this far, right? And they're saying you don't have to make that decision at that point. That's the ironic part. They're saying don't do that. It seems like, because it feels like I'm against the wall, and I'm like, if I want to keep advancing, I got to make this decision, and it's hard, and I'm really nervous about it, but if I want to keep advancing, I kind of have to, don't I? Or is it not going to happen for me? If I want to keep going, if I want to keep making this better, like up to this point, I've liked it. I've gotten to my grandmother's house, and I love my grandmother's house, and I love hanging out with my grandmother. It's great. But now if I keep going, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to keep advancing to the next level. And it is a place that I want to go, but I feel like what I'm giving up is a lot. The Tower coming in with the Door to Value is what they're saying. This is, you don't have to do this. This is like, this isn't going to work for you. That version doesn't work for you. They're saying don't do that, ironically. What they're saying to do, what would work for you, what best for this situation, is to hold your ground and wait it out. Hold your ground and wait it out. Kind of like tell whatever this is, kind of like, you know what, I'm here, I'm at my grandmother's, but I can't commit to this next level right now. It's just the timing isn't right for me. I can't commit to this next level. And just being honest about, because I feel like that's going to be your natural feeling, like, this is too much, this is stressing me out, this is too much too fast, and I don't know what I'm going to lose if I make this fast decision. 100 miles is one thing. 500 miles, that's too much. It's too much. Hold your ground, wait it out. Okay. There's some type of shift of energy here. Your moment is still ready to come, but I feel like when you don't take that, it causes a lot of calamity, and it's like you're needed in this situation. By holding back, a new negotiation will come forward. That Five of Wands doesn't have to be bad. To me, it's like forced negotiation in this situation. The other side doesn't want to negotiate, but when you kind of like say, you know what, I can't do it right now, the timing isn't right, I feel like they back off for a minute, but then they realize, no, I need Cancer for this. I really do need Cancer for this. So maybe there's another way we can negotiate this out. So Cancer, if I want this to happen, is there any version of this that would work for you? Is there any other type of way, like any other way we can mediate this out to where we can both get what we want? I feel like with the Healer of the Ages and these all coming in at once, they're going to be willing to negotiate when you hold back. I don't feel like you can go right into negotiations. I feel like you just got to hold your ground and be like, I don't think this is for me. It's almost like the refusal is what creates the negotiations. If you try to go right into negotiations, I don't feel like that works. Yeah, because they want things to go their way. They don't want to do that. So if you say no and just kind of let it be, I feel like they do try a couple different options, And when those options are not viable, they're like, no, I definitely want cancer for this. So what does cancer need to make this work? By doing it that way, you get your Two of Cups. You get what you actually want from this situation. When that comes in, I feel like there's a lot better energy coming in here. People are very confident that, it worked out for the best. They may not have wanted to give in on some of these things, but I do feel like it's fair. So I don't think there's anything to feel bad about that. The balance, like the yin yang, I'm not showing you the yin yang. They need to balance this out. They're not willing to at first. They should be, but they're not. And like it's for the best for everybody, including them. Your final outcome is whatever you're choosing at the end here. It's going to be a permanent change, is what I'm getting with the World card. But I also feel like you're going to get very bonded and if you're going to do this and get stuck with it for a long time, as long as you like it, it's not like you're stuck with it. Maybe that's the worst way to put it. If you want it, you're bonded to it. It's yours. You're going to stay with it. Cancer to me is very loyal. They stay where they want to stay. When they put their roots into something and they are where they want to be, like I think of Cancer as a very profound home person. Like they love their home. They build it up a certain way. They guard it. They take care of it. They love being there. It's a beautiful place. Usually I would say Cancers have a lovely home in the sense of like other people like look at your home and think, okay, that's an awesome place. Like that's a beautiful place to live. That's a beautiful place to be. Especially if they're in your inner crowd or people that you care about see how you take care of that area. So whatever you choose to keep, you're going to want to keep. And I'm getting you're going to be able to on this situation. So it's not only negotiating to get what you actually want, but negotiation getting what you want and being able to hold it as long as you feel necessary. I feel like the energy is speeding up. I haven't had coffee or anything, so I don't know why. I do feel like the energy is speeding up, though. So it seems like this might go faster and faster the farther you get into it. Don't get sucked into something feeling like you have no choice, because you do. Hold your ground, say no, let it return back to you on your terms. It'll go better for you. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.